Hello, everybody, and good morning. It is the first day of school, and I am so excited to send you this message. This is Jen Krause behind the mask, and we are inside of the Learning Center where the entire CVVA team is getting set up and getting ready to dive in to this incredible adventure. In front of you here, I wanted to introduce the CVVA team to you that has taken shape just recently. I am listed as the coordinator. We have Ms. Devaney as a kindergarten instructor, Mr. Ryan Smith and Mrs. France at first grade, Mr. Richard, Mrs. Fowler at second grade, Mrs. Shutter, Mrs. Huffle at third grade, Mrs. Kohler, Mrs. Schnettler at fourth grade, and Mrs. Reed and another co-instructor coming soon at fifth grade. You may notice that the sixth grade team here is missing, and that means that the sixth grade team, all of their group connect, their fun academics, and their small group support are going to be through myself. One other special thing about the sixth grade team is that their platform on K-12 looks very different because in K-12 they're considered middle schoolers. And so the sixth grade experience is going to be supported by a K-12 teachers, and that their courses and their academic support are coming directly from K-12 teachers, and their fun group connect sessions that are non-academic are going to come from me. So I wanted to just go ahead and introduce you to the entire team of professionals that are here and ready to support you and to support your learning journey. So each day when you get set up, you should have a CV device. If you don't have a CV device, please let your team member know, and we'll make sure that we get that information to you about the next pickup. You're going to want to make sure that you unlock your device. So if it's an iPad, there was a post-it note with a number written on the back that is your student ID number, and that unlocks your device. For 5th and 6th graders using laptops, you're typing in your first name, underline last name, just like you would typically log in during school. Once you're inside of your device, all K-12 needs is the internet. You're going to head to k12.com. K-12 works best on Google Chrome, but if you don't have that today, that's okay. Find a way to connect your device to your home internet, and then open up a web browser like Safari or Google Chrome and go to k12.com. I would recommend bookmarking this or creating a shortcut so that it's easy for your learner to get to each day. You're going to click OLS Login, and when you do that, it'll ask you for your username and password. The username and password was set up between you and K-12 from the K-12 welcome email. If you did not get the K-12 welcome email, please let your CVVA team member know, and we'll have another one sent to you. So the learner's going to type in their username and their password. Since this is a device that you're using each day, you might decide to save the password and click Login. And this is an example of what K-12 is going to look like on the inside. I'm logged in here as a first grader demo account. You'll have your to-do list at the top with the date. You'll have a few tabs here across the top. The ones that you're going to utilize the most are the first three: home, plan, and progress. What I really like about K-12 is that it already decides for you and gives you some lesson shortcuts. So each day when the learner logs in, they can check out these lesson shortcuts to jump right into their lesson. Today, since it's the first day of school, you're going to make sure that you find a shortcut at the bottom that says Online Learning K5. This is going to sit down here at the bottom because it's in alphabetical order. It'll say Online Learning K5. And this is a tutorial course that the learning coach and the learner should walk through together. Make sure that you do that today if possible, or at least sometime this week. Next, you get to decide as the learning coach and the learner together what lessons you would like to jump in each day. You'll notice that some of them have a little yellow sun. That's K-12's signal to you that those are ones that you should prioritize today. So this social studies and this PE lesson can wait for another day if you need to. Speaking of prioritizing, if your family isn't sure which ones to start with each day, we are asking you to focus on math and ELA. ELA is writing and reading skills, vocabulary that are all packaged together. Please, each day, prioritize math and ELA to make sure that you're progressing in that area. So here you can just go ahead and click and open it up. Let's say I want to start with vocabulary today. I have the lesson number here at the top. And a few days ago, I already started this, so I'm just going to click continue. There's always going to be a menu on here on the side to walk you through that lesson. And today I had an introduction and some practice and then a wrap up. And it looks like I already finished this lesson the other day, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark it complete. Sometimes it may ask you to estimate about how many minutes it took you. This can be your best guess from a learning coach to type in, well, this took me about 10 minutes the other day. And then it's going to ask for the username and the learning coach password. When you type in your password, you'll hit the submit button, and that's just another way for us to track about how many minutes this has been taking your child. Let's go into a math lesson. Today we're in lesson 3.3 and we're learning about the plus symbol. Again, you have the menu here and you notice that this math lesson was a bit longer. Has an introduction, getting ready, an area to learn, an area to try it, and now a quick quiz on the plus symbol. The learning coach makes sure that you're guiding this area. It'll give you an estimated time. Again, that's just an estimate. The total points and how many questions there are. And if the learner's ready, click the start button. Don't forget that you have some features up here that are always at your disposal. Reading means that it's going to read the entire screen to your learner. Focus creates a little bright window to help your learner's eyes stay on track. And those are going to be the most popular features that you use. There's also a define button, a translate button, and some extra settings, but those are always available within a lesson. As we go back to the home area, remember that these are your lessons for today, and if you don't get to all of them, that's okay. This is new for everybody, and there's a ton of grace. So try to focus on math and ELA after your family completes the online learning tutorial course that's going to be here at the bottom. These quick links here off to the right, we're not going to use very many of them. The one that parents like to use a lot is this materials I'll need. But I also want to show you here in this plan section. You want to get in the habit that as the learner logs in or the learning coach logs into their account, you click on plan and you can check out your daily plan. These are the same as the lesson shortcuts, but there's just a little bit more information to them. You can see if there's a checkpoint, a quiz, and which ones you've already mastered. You can also scroll ahead to look at other days coming up of what the goals are going to be like tomorrow. Also in the plan, a lot of learning coaches like to use the weekly plan. This is especially important as it's your responsibility to plan your family schedule for the week, to see maybe if you have an appointment one day, or if one day feels like it's a little bit longer, you can actually work ahead. So here are the lessons for each day. And again, as you master them, they'll turn in green with a little check mark. And there is some advanced prep. Again, this is not something that you have to do, but I know a lot of learning coaches like to look ahead and to see what's coming. So we've gone over the lesson shortcuts right here in the middle. You know that these quick links, a lot of them we're not using because we're using Class Dojo as our communication platform instead. So we're not going to do the file sharing or contacting your teachers because all of that's going to be hosted in Class Dojo. You know what the sun means to give that a priority, especially math and ELA each day. Maybe for the first few weeks, you just try to make progress and a routine to complete math and ELA each day, And then when your child is ready to add a little bit more in, then you might start adding in science and social studies. We certainly understand that you want to take this process in baby steps, and that's okay. We are too. This will give you an idea as your learner logs into K-12 today, what to focus on, completing the online learning tutorial that's going to show up at the bottom, and then deciding which lessons that they would like to jump into to start each day. Heading back into Class Dojo, we have all of the families, over 400 learners connected to Class Dojo. And what we're realizing is that all of those messages and all those questions are coming through me. And now that I have an awesome team, we're actually going to be making sure that your Class Dojo is set up by grade level. So you may get messages from your instructor or co-instructor from your grade level. And I would encourage you to take your issues, your obstacles, your questions to your grade level instructor first. This is going to help them be able to serve and connect with you on Class Dojo instead of waiting for a response through me. Thank you for all of your patience as you waited for me to get back to all of you. Again, remember, here are your team members. And on Class Dojo, you'll simply search their name. Mr. Rhinesmith is coming in a few days along with Miss Devaney. So if you don't see that their names are popping up, that's why. We are so excited to have you here. We're going to be able to work together, figure this out, and take it in small baby steps. We appreciate your patience as there's 400 of you and about 10 or 11 or 12 of us. I'm really excited to see how this year goes. I wish you all the best today. Please make sure that you're logging into K-12 and that you're also jumping on Dr. Mann's back to school meeting. In your Class Dojo story, it is this post here from August 27th. He's inviting you to a back to school meeting today to kick off our school year in style. There are 4 different meeting times to fit your schedule, and the link is directly in the post. Can't wait to see you. Thanks again for all your patience. Let's have a fabulous year.